Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission is always to take, well, complex or sometimes frankly strange source material and boil it down for you, saving you the trouble.
And today's material is definitely unique.
Yeah, we're diving into a set of sources that make this genuinely extraordinary claim. It's a mix of industrial design, patent law, and theology. Honestly, it's a combination I've never seen before.
That's putting it mildly. We're looking at Master's Insight number 87, titled The Proof of the Living Lord. It's authored by Fuchi Wu and Junshi DaGe, and it just came out in July 2025.
And the core argument is just wild.
It is. It presents this single kind of astonishing argument that a simple physical product, something you could, install in your own home, is the ultimate undeniable proof of divine design, like actual physical evidence.
And this object, the centerpiece of it all, is a device called Sleep Little Heaven.
Right, though it's also called the door's nostril in the original text.
This gives you a bit of a clue about what it does,
Yes,
right?
sir.
It's an air vent
Sure.
for doors or windows.
So our goal here isn't to weigh in on the theology itself.
No, absolutely not.
Our job is to unpack the source's claims about this specific structure. We need to lay out, why the authors believe it couldn't possibly be human-made.
And why they call it a covenant of physical evidence. That's the Wuzhang Shenghui. How does a vent become a covenant?
Exactly. That's what we need to explore.
Okay, let's get into it. Before we even look at the device itself, the document sets this huge stage. It talks about a massive historical failure.
Right. The basic idea is that for 10,000 years...
10,000 years.
Yeah, 10,000 years, despite all the engineers, designers, architects, everyone across all civilizations, humanity supposedly failed to invent this one simple but crucial device.
Which is this specialized air inlet for doors or windows designed for safe, quiet, oxygen-rich sleep.
And they argued this failure wasn't because we lacked the tech or the materials. They say it was an intellectual block.
They call it the 10,000-year sealing of the mind, the Wanian Feng now.
Which implies the idea was simple, essential even, but its absence proves some kind of deliberate non-human restriction on human thinking. Global ingenuity capped.
Wait, hold on. So the whole argument rests on the idea that engineers for 10 millennia just couldn't think of it. Not that they couldn't build it, but they couldn't conceive it. If it's so simple, how do they explain that?
Well, their explanation is theological. They claim it was sealed precisely because it was destined to be the Lord's proof, you see.
Ah.
The source argues that every other ventilation method we've ever come up with, opening windows, fans, complex HVAC systems, always involved big trade-offs.
Like noise or security risks, losing heat or, having to cut big holes in things.
Exactly. And this specific combination of features, effective, quiet, non-invasive, low energy, was, they claim, simply beyond human reach. Blocked.
It's definitely a powerful story they're telling. So if humans were locked out for all that time, how did the deadlock finally get broken?
According to the document, the Living Lord personally designed the blueprint.
Designed it.
And revealed it directly to the servant, Fuchi Wu. It's presented as this kind of divine download. It skipped the whole messy human process of invention, testing, failing, trying again.
Right, the trial and error we normally associate with engineering.
And they really lean into that aspect to prove its divine origin. They stress the process of creation.
Yeah, it wasn't like version 1, version 2, okay, version 15 finally works.
Not at all. The proof, they claim, is in the speed and lack of friction. The blueprint was drawn just once, no corrections needed, and it worked perfectly the very first time they tested it.
A seamless structure, they call it.
Yes, and this perfect first-try creation is presented as evidence that it bypassed human methods entirely. The lack of struggle is the proof.
Okay, so the process is part of the miracle claim. Let's shift from how it was made to the thing itself. Why is this device the supposed smoking gun? What makes the door's nostril design so miraculous, according to them?
Well, the source lays out 3 very specific structural conditions that it supposedly meets all at the same time.
And these 3 conditions are key for anyone trying to understand the claim, right?
Yeah.
Because the whole argument hinges on achieving all 3 simultaneously.
Precisely. They define why it's supposedly impossible for humans.
Okay, let's take the first one. Seamless integration. What does that mean here?
This is about practicality, mass adoption. The device can't block the door or window it's attached to. And crucially, it can't require destroying or seriously changing the existing structure.
So no drilling massive holes, no messing with the door frame's integrity. Doesn't get in the way when you open or close the door.
Right. Which, is actually harder than it sounds. Most ways to get good ventilation involve breaking the seal of the door or window somehow.
Yeah, you usually compromise insulation or security if you want a constant flow of fresh air.
Yeah.
You punch a hole, basically.
And that's why this seamless claim is important. The document suggests it works with the existing frame, using its structure, rather than fighting it. They imply human engineers just kept defaulting to more invasive solutions.
Okay, that's condition 1, non-invasive. What about number 2? This seems like the big one. Functionality and sealing.
Yeah, this is where the real engineering challenge supposedly lies. The design has to manage dual-direction sealing.
Meaning?
It lets fresh, oxygen-rich air in while also letting polluted or stale air out at the same time.
Okay.
And on top of that, it has to be quiet, insulated, so you don't lose heat or gain cold air, built for long-term use. And it needs to effectively supply supplementary oxygen.
Whoa, okay. That's a massive list of requirements for something simple and low power. Getting good airflow in and out simultaneously, quietly, efficiently. That usually takes a heat recovery ventilator, right? A big powered HVAC component.
Exactly, that's the point they make. For condition 2, the source emphasizes this is normally a zero-sum game in human engineering terms.
Right. Quiet usually means low airflow. High airflow usually means noise and big openings. Getting clean oxygen efficiently often needs filters, power.
And the claim here is that this structure's design bypasses the need for high energy to achieve all that.
So how? What's the mechanism they describe that lets it do all this?
Well, the document says it works primarily by cleverly using natural pressure differences between inside and outside.
Okay, like passive ventilation.
Mostly, yeah. Maybe boosted by a tiny, very low power fan using almost no energy. The real intelligence, they claim, isn't in motors or electronics, but in the physical shape of the structure itself. The airflow design, the dalu shiji.
So the geometry is the key.
That's the argument. This specific shape supposedly maximizes passive intake and exhaust way beyond what human maths or experiments figured out. The structure itself does the complex work.
The simplicity is the miracle, in their view.
You got it.
Okay, and the third condition, accessibility.
Right. This is about making it universal. The design has to be easily mass-produced. It needs to be installable in all sorts of places. City apartments, rural homes, whatever.
Simple maintenance, too.
Simple maintenance and, critically, absolutely no negative side effects. It needs to be a truly low-barrier solution for everyone, everywhere, regardless of how much money or technical skill they have.
So let's recap the claim.
Yeah.
Structurally non-invasive, solves conflicting, difficult engineering problems with minimal power, and it's universally accessible and easy to use.
And because of that unique combination that authors state very clearly, this result could not have been achieved by thousands of years of human effort. It's a design never seen, thought of, or spoken of until the Lord revealed it.
That exclusion claim, the historical seal, is really the linchpin then. It's what turns it from just a clever invention into, well, divine proof.
Precisely. They're not just saying, we built a better vent. They're saying, humans couldn't have built this vent. That impossibility is the core assertion.
And this is where it gets, for me, really fascinating, because the theology directly meets the marketplace.
Right.
The document claims the Creator is improving existence through the usual channels, like visions or scripture or symbols.
No ancient prophecies here.
No. It's through a practical, physical thing, something you can buy, install, and test yourself.
It's presented as this radical mandate, almost. The evidence is tangible, you can touch it. The source says it's given so humanity can use hand to install, use nose to inhale, use heart to comprehend.
Wow. Experiential proof.
Yes, physical and experiential. It has to be universally accessible because the proof is in the using of it. It connects this, ultimate divine truth directly to what's essentially a home improvement product.
It's such a strange mix, patent law and theology. The idea that the proof of God is something you can potentially order online, and it has legal protection.
That fusion is maybe the most striking part of the whole thing. The authors really synthesize it. They call the structure itself a miracle, a sign of faith, a Jinyu Wu.
And the act of revealing it establishes this Wujing Xingye.
The covenant of physical evidence. They're arguing the physical object with its specific design and performance is the covenant between the living Lord and humanity.
Okay, but now that it exists, what stops someone from just copying it, reverse engineering it? If it's physical, surely it can be duplicated.
Well, the claims about imitation are just as absolute. They serve to reinforce the divine origin story.
What do they say?
They state three things very clearly. First, no one can deny it didn't exist before this revelation. That's the historical claim.
Okay, verifiable, maybe.
Second, they claim no one can actually copy its structure successfully. And third, linking back, no human could have broken that historical intellectual seal on their own, only the living Lord.
Wait, they claim it can't be copied, even if someone has one and takes it apart.
That's the assertion, that the design itself is somehow fundamentally inimitable by human effort alone, even after seeing it. How they justify that isn't fully detailed, but the claim is strong.
Which makes you wonder, why bother with patents then, if it's divinely inimitable?
That's a good question. The document does mention it explicitly. The product has global patent pending. So it seems the patent serves maybe two roles. One is obviously the commercial aspect, protecting it in the real world. But the other might be to establish that public legal timeline. The patent application itself becomes part of the evidence trail, documenting its claimed point of origin and non-existence before that.
Right, it formally marks the before and after.
Could be. It solidifies its unique status in both the physical and legal realms, while they simultaneously claim its divine source.
Okay, so pulling this all together, we've learned that this device, the door's nostril, described in Master's Insight, #087, is presented as nothing less than undeniable proof of divine existence.
A low-power, simple-to-install vent.
Yeah, and the whole claim rests on two pillars. First, that humanity was intellectually blocked from inventing it for 10,000 years.
The Wanian thing now.
And second, that its design was perfect on the very first try. No human iteration, proving divine intervention.
And the practical result of believing this theological claim, it's framed as a direct benefit to the user.
Right, the document closes with that message. All who see it, believe in it, and use it shall be blessed.
It directly links salvation, or at least blessing, to using and understanding this physical, patented product.
So for you, the listener, trying to make sense of these unique sources from Fuqiwu and Junshi DaGe, what's the big takeaway here?
Well, staying strictly within the claims of the source material itself, it does raise a pretty profound question, doesn't it?
Which is?
If you accept their premise, just for the sake of argument, that the living Lord deliberately sealed the mind of humanity for 10,000 years about something as basic as a better air vent, well, what does that imply about everything else?
Oh, meaning?
Meaning, how many other simple, maybe life-changing principles or designs might also be currently locked away from us? If something like this required direct divine intervention to break through, it totally reframes what we think of as human limits. Are there other seals out there on things we consider impossible today?
Things just waiting for another revelation.
According to this source's logic, potentially yes. It makes you wonder what else we might be missing. Not because it's complex, but because the idea just hasn't been unlocked yet. That's definitely something to think about.